You're not gonna break the phone. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. Hold on.
Nope. You wanted to play games? Yes, I can. You wanted to play games?
No, no, no.
Get out.
Hey,
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
No. Hey,
Get out of the
I'm
car.
giving you my-
Get
I'm
out of the car.
giving you my ID.
Get out of the car.
Hey, can you go tell Amber that I'm being taken, please? Yeah.
We trust cops to enforce the law, not break it. But some officers take their power too far, turning routine stops into pure intimidation. In this video, you'll see the worst bully cops ever captured on police body cam abusing their authority and getting exposed by people who knew their rights. These shocking encounters prove that some officers will do anything to stay in control.
I'm advising the public about.
No, you're seeking to get money. You're seeking to get money, okay? This is not a place to get money. You need to move along and get out of here.
No, you can't. You can write me a ticket. You can't arrest me.
Yes, I can. And we have a city ordinance, and yes, I can arrest you for it.
When officers in Orange City, Florida, spotted a woman holding a sign asking for money on a public sidewalk, they decided to confront her. Claiming that panhandling was illegal under city ordinance, they approached, unaware that such laws had already been ruled unconstitutional. What followed was a tense exchange where authority clashed with individual rights. Was this truly about the law or just an attempt to control the vulnerable? Let's watch together.
Bravo 48.
Ma'am. 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 Can you come over here? Okay, what are we doing out here? We can't.
With all due respect, I'm not breaking any law.
Okay, this is considered soliciting. Do you have a permit for it?
48, go ahead to the next.
I don't have a permit, and
Charlie, Whiskey November.
you need me to change a word, I'll change
Okay.
it.
What
write me a
are you looking
ticket.
for? Money? Is that what you're asking for?
Yeah, I'm absolutely
Okay.
destitute.
No, you can go to jail for that. You understand that. In this city, we have a city ordinance.
I've already spoken with the police. I've read
Okay,
the
what
statutes.
police?
If
What
I get
police?
arrested, there'll be
What
a lawsuit
police?
for false.
What police? Who did you speak with?
I've spoken with the sheriff. Do you want to write me a ticket? I
Okay,
don't want to
we're in
argue with
Orange
you.
City. We're not the
I
sheriff's office.
understand, but we're
Okay?
still in the state of Florida and the United States of America. There's
Okay.
a constitution.
Okay.
There is freedom of speech.
As the woman stood her ground, the officer refused to back down. Despite her clear argument that such laws had already been ruled unconstitutional, he coldly warned that she could still be arrested. When she didn't comply, the tone shifted. It was no longer about the law, but about exerting control, and unfortunately, this was just the beginning. What happens next exposes just how far some officers are willing to go to enforce laws that should have never existed in the first place.
Okay, I understand that.
But
Yeah.
federal laws trump all other laws
Okay.
on all levels.
Well, for us,
And
we have a city ordinance.
I'm exercising free speech. I'm advising the public about.
No, you're seeking to get money. You're seeking to get money, okay? This is not a place to get money. You need to move along and get out of here.
No, you can't. You can write me a ticket. You can't arrest me.
Yes, I can. And we have a city ordinance, and yes, I can arrest you for it.
No, you can write
Okay?
me a ticket.
If you want, you can look up the city ordinance for city Orange City. Yes, you
Does
can.
Orange City want to go down for arresting a victim of domestic violence? This is a public
If you need
sidewalk.
help, I can give you some
This is a
paper,
public sidewalk.
some paperwork or
I've
something,
been to
okay?
I went to every agency
I think it's
before I left
2100
Florida.
Saxon. It's
Okay.
just on the other side of Saxon
You
and
just-
I-4 on the Deltona side.
You just can't beat out. You can't be out here, ma'am, okay?
Unknown injury.
I'm going to go over there. When you leave, I'm coming back.
Where are you going?
The woman continued to challenge the officer, and her frustration became clear. She demanded to see the ordinance he claimed justified his threats, but she stalled, scrambling to call for backup instead. The power struggle intensified, but she wasn't intimidated, and that only seemed to make them more determined to shut her down. Instead of upholding justice, the officer clung to a rule that had already been struck down, exposing just how far they'd go to enforce authority over rights.
Because if we get a call here for you again, it's not going to be good, okay? I'm letting you know at this moment.
Excuse me?
I said if we get a call out here again,
Hold
it's
on, I
not
need
going
to
to be.
record this.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Your state police?
I'm Orange City.
Okay.
And if you want a supervisor,
Who called
he's
you?
gonna. If you want a
This is a public sidewalk.
Ma'am.
What?
Ma'am,
okay,
listen.
quote me the ordinance, please.
Okay. I'll get you the
No,
ordinance
I
and
need it right now.
If you want a supervisor, I can get you one out there, okay?
What?
If you want a supervisor, I'll get you one
I
out
don't
there.
want a supervisor. I want
Okay.
you to tell me the statute.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Bravo 10, are you reading channel 1? Are you from here?
I'm not going to answer any questions. You call Michael Chitwood. He knows
Bravo
who I
10,
am.
are you reading channel 1?
The officer, now flustered, dodged the woman's questions while fumbling with her radio, desperate for backup. Her authority was slipping. She knew it. Instead of enforcing real justice, she compared the woman to Girl Scouts and drug dealers. In her mind, asking for help was a crime. That's someone else's problem. She wasn't there to serve or protect, she was there to dominate.
And Michael Chitwood has more authority than your chief of police in Orange City. I'm not going to put the SIM card in.
Bravo 10, are you reading channel 1?
On SC1, go ahead.
Hey, are you near Harley Strickland Enterprise?
Do you arrest Girl Scouts?
I'm sorry, I'm landline and I couldn't hear you. One
I'm
more
sorry,
time,
do you
please.
arrest Girl Scouts?
Are you near Harley Strickland Enterprise?
I know you
Reference
don't
to the
arrest
solicitor?
brokers, 'cause I've seen them all over the place. Or your drug dealers.
I am
I've
nowhere
seen
near
them
there
all
right now. I'm heading over to that crash on the other side of I-4 for a minute.
Okay, I might need you over here.
Is it
I'm
urgent?
leaving, and I'm advising you.
The female officer, now completely unraveling, clung to vague claims of a city ordinance without ever citing an actual law. She was grasping at straws, her authority crumbling under the weight of her own ignorance. Meanwhile, the woman exposed the hypocrisy. Real criminals roamed freely, but she was a threat, simply holding a sign. As frustration turned to desperation, it became clear that reason had no place here.
Do not follow me, do not stalk me, do not harass me.
I couldn't hear you.
Understood?
One more time, please.
I said
I'm
no.
on a public corner.
Okay.
Okay. If they need to, just go ahead and
This
explain
isn't
that
private property.
Visiting without a permit is not allowed in the city limits. And
Excuse
I
me?
can send somebody else to you if you need them.
What's the
I
statute?
copy. Never mind, I have somebody else
What's
with
the
me.
statute?
Okay, we have a city ordinance in the
What is the
city limits.
ordinance? Okay, that's my point. If you don't know Florida statute or the United States Constitution, that's not my problem. But it will be your problem if you continue to harass me when you let the drunks, the drug addicts, and the prostitutes sit all over the place. And just because everybody knows who they are and they don't have to fly a sign and ask for money, even though they're housed and they have income. Big difference. So what is the city ordinance? I'm not going to ask again.
The officer, now completely exposed, resorted to outright lies, backtracking on her threats while still clinging to her flimsy excuse for harassment. The woman called her out, refusing to be intimidated, yet the officer doubled down, pretending that asking for donations was somehow different from what countless organizations, including the beloved Girl Scouts, do every day. And as the woman vowed to hold others to the same standard, the officer's hypocrisy became undeniable.
So what's this issue?
Because she's out
She's
here.
threatening to arrest me.
I never said I was going to arrest you.
Yes, you did.
I said we have
You're
a city.
liar.
Listen,
okay,
listen
I'm done
to me.
with you now.
I told you we
I
have a
don't need
city
another
ordinance.
police officer that's going to lie to my face. Understood? Okay, you just want to harass someone.
Nope, I'm not
Someone
here.
called
I
and
asked you
wanna
if you
flex
have a
your muscles.
permit. I asked you if you have a permit, and you said no. I told
Permit for
you.
what? Do Girl Scouts get permits?
Okay. Everybody else that gets permits, yes. You can't be out here soliciting. We have a city ordinance in place.
What is soliciting?
Okay? Exactly what you're doing right now, ma'am. You're asking for donations. You're asking
Yes, I
for money. That is soliciting. If you do not have a permit, you cannot do that. If you have one and you can show me, then I'll let you do it.
So do you have a
Now
permit
I'm
or no?
going to be watching all these other people that are everywhere asking for money.
Desperate to regain control, the officer repeated the same nonsense, hoping that saying it enough times would make it true. They knew the woman wasn't breaking any real law, but that didn't matter. This wasn't about justice. The woman stood firm, demanding proof, but the officers would only offer empty words and a promise to print it out, stalling for time. But instead of backing off, they were about to make things even worse.
And see if they get hassled.
Okay, that's completely fine. As long as you leave, that's completely fine.
Leave?
Yeah, you can't do what you're doing. That's what
Let
I'm
me
trying to
just,
tell
okay,
you.
signs down. This is a public corner. You telling me I can't do this?
You can stand here, but you can't solicit. That's the issue. You standing here is not the issue.
I can't ask for a donation.
No, ma'am, not without a permit. Not without a permit. You can stand here all day, but you cannot solicit. That's the issue. You understand?
I want to hear the city ordinance one more time, please.
I can print it out for you.
Okay. Is that what you want? Yeah, go ahead and print it out for her. I'm so sorry.
Backup had arrived, and the officer wasted no time in twisting the narrative to making herself look like the victim. In her version, she was just trying to explain the ordinance, but the woman refused to listen. She conveniently left out the part where she lied, dodging questions, and ignored constitutional rights. Now, with reinforcements by her side, she felt emboldened, ready to turn this from harassment into something much worse.
So she's out here asking for donations and money, and I explained to her that within Orange City limits we have a city ordinance for it, and she's like, "Oh no, you're gonna be violating my rights because I can do this." Yep, try to explain to her, she doesn't want to listen.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm good. What are we doing today?
Okay. She threatened to arrest me.
Yeah, I did not.
And holding a sign telling the public why I'm standing there.
Okay.
Because supposedly I was soliciting funds.
Okay, if you have a sign out and you're asking for any form of donations, money of any kind, that is a form of solicitation, okay? In the city of Orange City, there is a city ordinance that governs that from happening.
Okay, I want to see it.
Okay, I can go print that for
That's
you.
what
what
the other
Grandma
person
said.
wants
Okay,
to
so
do.
he's working on that then, okay?
The backup officer came in swinging, not with facts, but with more threats. He didn't care about the Constitution at all, just about making the woman submit. When she explained she had already been denied a permit, he shrugged it off because it was never about legal process, just to control. To him, she was nothing but an inconvenience. And when intimidation doesn't work, ready to take it to the next step.
But I'm telling you now, it is an arrestable offense. Yes, ma'am, it is. So if you don't...
Arrestable versus ticket.
No, we can arrest you for it.
Why?
Because it's actually a city ordinance misdemeanor violation and you can be arrested for it. We do not, unless you go to the city hall and obtain a permit.
Which I was already told I wasn't going to be issued when I inquired into Barry.
Okay, well, if you inquire into Barry, go to Barry and solicit. Don't do it in Orange City.
What I'm saying is, they suggested I get a permit. They said you can get a permit for it. You can apply for a permit,
Sure,
but you'll
yeah.
never get it, is what they said.
Okay, well, I can't say that. It's Barry told you that.
Okay,
I
I'm
can't
going to tell
say
you
that
right
here.
now. I was a victim and I'm a survivor of DV.
Okay.
I was attacked in our state's capital this past June. You are dealing with someone who has been harassed by police.
The woman exposed everything about her life. She had nothing, no income, no aid, no vices, yet she was the one being harassed. Meanwhile, actual criminals roamed free untouched. The officer, caught in his own lie, claimed they addressed those cases too, but she wasn't buying it. Then the truth slipped out. This wasn't a random stop anymore. The supervisor had sent them, proving this was a targeted harassment.
Now, this is something Orange City wants to be known for.
Ma'am, it's been
I'm
hard.
on the street.
Okay,
I have zero income.
understood.
I have no food stamps, no welfare, no nothing.
Okay.
I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs.
Okay.
And I'm certainly not a hooker. But I see those people all over the place, and they're doing the same damn thing.
And when we see that,
And
we address it with
no,
them.
but you know what? It's only me that happens to be seen.
You
Who called
say
this
that,
in?
but
Who called this in?
I don't know. Did it call in or did you roll on it?
Sorry, she told me to come over here.
Okay, so
Sorry.
Who told you?
our supervisor.
Our
I'm
supervisor.
your supervisor.
Herzog.
Herzog. That name. You better tell Mr. Herzog to back off and lay off. Because I dealt with the Herzogs in Kingston, New York.
Probably a totally separate.
No,
family.
it's not. You know
Okay.
what? You don't know more than I do. I'm sorry.
Instead of de-escalating, the officers did what they do best: throw their weight around. Open force would replace reason. They could have acknowledged the woman's rights, walked away, or even admitted the law was flawed, but that would mean surrendering control. Instead, they dug in, shifting the rules as they went, trying to twist the situation in their favor. She wasn't breaking the law, so they decided to try and make her believe she was.
Okay. Well,
Now, the
Here's what I'm going to tell you, because you're not going to dictate how this is going to work. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
So you're going to grab
Anything
your thing.
happens to this video, and this is
You can
streaming
videotape.
live.
I'm
and this is
videotaping
being,
as well.
This is being backed up.
Okay, that's fine. You're more than welcome to videotape. I'm not telling you you can't.
Your Sergeant Herzog is going to get reported to the FBI.
Okay, that's great.
That's okay.
All I'm telling you is this.
Leave me alone.
Collect your things
Leave
and go,
me
or you
alone.
will go to jail.
No, I'm not. I'm going to stand right there on a public
All right,
sidewalk.
right here.
Right here. There you go.
I'm going to stand right there on
Yeah,
a
you
public
can go ahead and
sidewalk.
stand, but you
I'm
can't
not-
be having any
Because now
signs.
you're telling me to collect my things and go.
If you're going to be soliciting, you will collect your things and leave.
Now you amended what you had to say. You tell Sergeant Herzog, we're going to talk.
Not a problem. You talk to me. Not a problem.
I don't want to talk. I'll be soon.
All right, take your signs down.
That's not asking for money. I'm not taking that down. That is free speech.
The officers had fully committed to their abuse of power, refusing to acknowledge the absurdity of their own logic. They could have admitted that asking for help is not a crime, but instead they doubled down, treating desperation like a criminal act. The woman tried to find a way to comply without surrendering her dignity, but they weren't interested in fairness.
That man needs to be disbarred. Period.
I'm telling you this much right now. If you come back through here and you're out here soliciting for funds, you're going to be arrested.
Define soliciting, please.
Asking people for funds. Soliciting.
So if I
asking for
omit the word donation.
You're being really difficult right now. We have a city
Now I'm
ordinance.
being difficult.
You are, very much so. This is a city ordinance violation, ma'am.
This is law enforcement harassment. Law enforcement harassment.
You cannot stand on a street corner and ask for funds or donations unless you have a permit to do so.
Well, but what can I say? That I'm homeless, that I'm hungry, that I have zero money.
Okay, I'm sorry that that's the situation.
I'm asking you,
right
is
now.
that an option? Can I make that statement
About what?
without saying I'm seeking anything?
The officers had already completely abandoned reason, now relying on pure intimidation. They could have admitted defeat, acknowledged that simply holding a sign isn't a crime, and walked away. Instead, they turned the situation into a power struggle, desperately trying to force submission. They were determined to make her the villain, and if that meant twisting reality, so be it.
You cannot walk to the car to collect money. You cannot ask people
I
that are
can't
stoplights
walk
for money.
I never asked anyone. I'm holding a sign. I don't speak to anyone. They're holding it outside
I'm
their
telling
vehicle.
you again.
If they're offering,
Here with a sign asking for
they're
donations,
offering,
unless you have a
okay.
permit.
You know what? You're trying to escalate this so you
I'm
have a
not.
reason to arrest me.
No, ma'am, that's not even the case. I would hate
Orange
to arrest
City's
you.
going on the map too.
I would hate to
Y'all-
arrest you for
y'all
something
are-
like this. It's not.
listen.
It's
Listen.
silly. You're
No.
making it more difficult than it has to be.
No, I'm
We're
not.
simply telling you our ordinance for the city, and you're failing to adhere to that. And with
I
that
haven't
being
failed
said,
to adhere to
You're
that.
going to stand out here and continue to
I
ask
haven't
and solicit
failed
for
to
money,
adhere to
yes,
that.
and you will be failing to adhere to that. So I will tell you this again.
I'm
if
gonna
we
make
come
a
back
new
through
sign.
here,
I'm gonna make a new sign that doesn't
That's
say
fantastic.
seeking donations.
You
And if
cannot
somebody
stand
offers
here-
me something,
Okay.
there is no law saying that I
So-
cannot accept it.
Okay.
So when you want to
When-
arrest Girl Scouts and then all your people
all the
conducting
Girl Scouts
illegal
have
activity,
permits. Go ahead.
illegal activity, then you might have some
Okay,
grounds.
well,
And the people that are shoplifting,
listen.
I see it all.
I bet you do. You seem like that type
Excuse me?
that sees it all. You've got this
I do.
intuition that you can read the future and see about your life. All I'm telling you is this:
You just
cannot
called me a
solicit
witch.
on the
Nice.
corner.
Good job.
You can't stand on the corner and ask for money or funds with signs. It's called soliciting, and it's
I
an
can say
arrestable
whatever
offense.
I want on a sign.
Okay,
That is a
continue to do it. I
constitutional
promise
right.
you, you'll go to jail.
These were the worst bully cops ever captured on police body cam. They knew the law and ignored it anyway, and abused their authority without fear of consequences. Courts ruled their ordinance unconstitutional, but they didn't care because they never faced accountability. If laws against rights violations were enforced, these officers would be the first behind bars. Just a couple days after the first encounter, another officer confronted the same woman for panhandling, despite it being clearly a protected First Amendment right. But when the woman, whose name was Alexandria by the way, stood her ground, the cop refused to back down. Instead of admitting the law didn't apply, they escalated. What started as a bogus accusation quickly spiraled into something far worse.
Hello, miss. He's Officer Fraude, the Land Police Department. The reason why I'm here today is because I feel like you already know, but the Land City Ordinance prevents people from...
Was that you that just...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was clearly entrapment, right?
Entrapment.
Did you know the lady?
What lady?
Listen, I met you with Stives. I don't want any trouble. What's the problem?
What lady?
What's the problem?
The problem is your panhandling. What does the other sign say? I saw you grab money.
If you didn't see it, then we don't need to be talking.
I saw it.
What did it say?
What did the sign say?
Yes, sir. What did the sign say?
I don't know what the other sign said. I saw you grab
Okay.
I saw you grab money from the lady.
And that was a friend of mine that I had a date with to help me out.
As I said, I saw you grab money from a person while you're holding the sign. What?
Are you going to feed me?
Why would I feed you?
How do you know I didn't know that? If you don't know that person, how do you know I don't know that person?
It doesn't matter. I saw you grab money.
I know the person.
You have a sign clearly out here saying that you are forced to speak. I can read it. Yes, I can read it.
What does the sign say?
I can read it once again. But
Is this sign asking for anything?
Once again, I can read it.
Is this sign asking for anything?
I can read it. I can see that you have a sign there. I can see that someone handed you money. Once again, I'm not trying to arrest you today, right? But panhandling is against the city ordinance.
Let me just tell you, that would be a very bad thing for DeLand Police Department. How's your new chief?
The officer approached Alexandria like a predator who had already decided his target was guilty. He didn't need evidence. He saw her hold a sign, saw someone hand her money, and that was enough. Instead of investigating, he made up his mind. She was panhandling, and that was a crime. When she tried to explain, he refused to listen. He was ready to escalate in the worst way possible.
Understand that panhandling is against the city ordinance. I'm not going to argue with you about that, right? So I'm going to give you.
Go away.
I'm going to give you a chance for you to go away, right?
No, I'm not asking for anything on that side.
If you're not planning to leave, once again, you're going to be arrested for panhandling. You're going to be arrested for panhandling. All right.
Okay, I want you to repeat everything you just said.
If you are not going to leave, once again, you will be arrested for panhandling.
Well, I'm arrested for panhandling. Why?
Because it's against the city ordinance.
When did I panhandle?
You're on the side of a road with a sign, and I saw you grab money.
This sign isn't asking for anything.
I saw you grab money
and that was a friend of mine.
Once again, what does that sign say?
What does it say?
That's a good question. What does it say?
Well, if you don't know what it says...
Once again, I'm not arguing with you.
So you are threatening to arrest me?
Yes, I'm not threatening. You will be arrested for panhandling if you choose not to leave.
Choose not to leave?
Yeah.
Leave where?
The corner of the street, or stop asking for money.
The officer had no real case, so he resorted to intimidation, repeating the same baseless threats. He knew Alexandria wasn't breaking the law, but that didn't matter. His goal was to make her leave, not to enforce justice. When she pushed back, refusing to be bullied, he became desperate, twisting her words to justify an arrest. When Alexandria stood firm, refusing to be silenced, he decided it was time to escalate.
I'm not going to stop asking for money. You tell the GoFundMes to stop asking for money. You tell the scumbags getting taxpayer money that are out there drugging and dealing.
So you're not going to stop asking for money?
What?
You're not going to stop asking for money at this intersection?
Okay, I need you to leave me alone.
As I said, you just said you're not going to...
You're going to follow your chief if you don't leave me alone.
You just said you're not going to stop...
You're going to follow your chief or captain, whoever was recently fired.
I got you. So you just said you're not going to stop asking for money?
I didn't say that. I want you to leave me alone.
Are you going to leave the intersection?
You're asking me to stop asking for money. That's the end of the conversation. If I choose to do it again, then you have grounds. Now, whether or not you're here and that happens, that's it.
That's what I'm asking you. Are you going to leave the intersection?
I need you to leave me alone.
No, you're not going to leave the intersection?
I need you to leave me.
You're going to continue to ask
You're telling me to leave the intersection?
Leave the intersection and stop asking for money.
I'm not leaving this intersection. It's public property.
Are you going to stop asking for money on the intersection?
You know what?
The officer, unable to get Alexandria to submit through intimidation alone, made his next move, brute force. He badgered her with the same question, desperate for a reason to justify what he was about to do. When she refused to play along, he did something very bad. He was willing to use violence to make sure she learned her place. What happened next was nothing short of brutality.
You're harassing me.
Are you going to stop asking for money?
You're not going to win. Got it, brother?
You ready?
I'm not ready for anything.
Are you going to stop asking for money?
I need you to leave me alone.
As you said, are you going to stop asking for money on the intersection?
You keep asking me the same question.
Yes, because you haven't answered it.
I'm not talking to you. I have no reason to talk to you. You have no reason to talk to me. There's nothing here. No, you didn't. You saw me accept money from a friend.
I saw you accept money on the intersection.
Are you going to pay for my lunch?
No, I'm not going to pay for your lunch.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Then we're done.
So are you going to stop?
We are done.
Are you going to stop?
We are done.
I need an answer from you. If you're not going to stop, you're going to get arrested.
You don't need an answer from me. You need to catch me again. You can't touch me. You can't touch. You're not going to break the phone. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. hurting me.
The officer had completely abandoned any pretense of legality. This was pure violence. Alexandria wasn't resisting, she was pleading as he used excessive force, crushing her under the weight of his unchecked power. He justified it by claiming she had a chance, as if her only option was submission. Now, with her restrained and powerless, he took the final step.
5 Alpha 2 on Central, don't be no front.
You're hurting me, and I'm not. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're using way too much force.
You're pulling away. You're resisting
Do
at this point.
you see this, sir? I'm not cooperating with anything. Just let me go.
Yeah, I tried to.
Did you see? There's a panhandlers everywhere. Tried to give me a chance.
I did.
Tried to give me a chance.
Yeah,
You just want my stuff.
I don't care about your stuff.
It's evidence, and yes, you do care about my stuff. You didn't try to give me a chance. And give me my phone. Give me
You'll
my
get your phone, don't worry.
Give me my phone.
You'll get your phone, don't worry.
The officer had won, not by law, but by brute force. Alexandria was handcuffed, restrained, and powerless, yet he still refused to let go. He had already taken her freedom, but now that wasn't enough. She wasn't a threat, just an inconvenient reminder that some people know their rights, but in his world, knowing your rights meant nothing when faced with a badge and a willingness to abuse it.
Give me my phone. And you grab my phone out of my hand. I can't record you?
You can record me, but once again, now you're being placed. You're detained.
Okay,
So
let go of me. I'm handcuffed.
Yeah.
I have no weapons. Let go of me. And you just stepped on my phone. Give me my phone.
I'm gonna put it.
Give me my phone. It's evidence. Give me my phone. Get the You're hurting me.
You decided to do this.
I didn't do this.
You had no reason.
I had no reason to do what?
Hey, let me call you back.
When we get in front of this judge and the evidence is presented, your police department's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Give me my phone. Why are you holding on? Why are you grabbing me?
5 Alpha 2 on Central. Do you have a unit tonight?
Why are you grabbing me? Why are you grabbing me?
Even with Alexandria fully restrained, the officer still refused to stop. He squeezed her arms, crushed her movement, and stripped away her belongings, as if breaking her spirit was part of the job. She was handcuffed, defenseless, yet he kept pushing, taunting, escalating. He wanted submission, not compliance. When she called him out for enjoying the abuse, his silence spoke louder than words. It was only getting worse.
I'm handcuffed. I can't go. Let go of my arm. Let go of my arm.
Away.
Let go of my arm.
Are you gonna sit down? You wanna sit down?
No, I don't want to sit down. Why do I have to sit down?
You don't have to sit down. I'm just asking.
Let go of my arm. Let go of my
We're
arm.
waiting until someone else gets here.
I want. Give me my sign. Give me my sign. You kick my. You are squeezing me.
Yes, because you will keep pulling
Get
away.
the f off me now.
Pulling away.
You are going to lose your job.
Okay.
This is police brutality. Let go of me.
Being so brutal.
Yes, let go of me. You're enjoying this.
I'm not. I wanted you to just walk away.
BLM. You walk away. Who the hell are you to tell me to walk away? BLM? The first thing I want, get off of me. Why are you taking my...
Because you're not supposed to have anything on you.
Listen, get off me. Why do you have to have my headphones?
Drop them.
Why do I have to? No, you're not. Why are you hurting me?
At this point, the officer wasn't even pretending to enforce the law. It was pure sadism. Alexandria was handcuffed, helpless, and yet kept going. She called it what it was, police brutality, but he didn't care. He even mocked her, confident there'd be no consequences. The worst part? He knew the system would protect him, no matter how far he took it.
Drop the headphones.
You are hurting
Drop
me.
the headphones.
I will not drop the fucking headphones. You afraid of a little microphone, officer?
I don't have a
You are
problem.
hurting me.
Everything's being recorded on my body, man.
You know what? You're hurting my other wrist and you know it.
So let go of the headphone.
DeLand Police Department, unnecessary brutality. I am handcuffed.
It's fine.
Let me go. Let me go.
No. I already tried to let you go, and you decided to.
Let me go. Police
Police
brutality, Volusia County, DeLand. You know the governor, motherfucker? You know the governor?
DeSantis?
Do you think he, yeah.
Do I think he has a problem with this? No.
Want to make a bet?
All right, sure.
Where are you taking me?
I can't.
You're not separating me from my belongings.
point.
We're not leaving until you get someone here with my stuff's
I
gone.
got you. You're good.
Get off of me.
You want to sit down?
No.
Okay then.
Why would I want to sit down? Nice fucking accent, by the way. You let that slip. Let me go.
Where do you think I'm from?
You're hurting me.
How am I hurting you?
Let me
Would you like
go.
to see? Would you like medical attention?
No, I don't need medical
So I'm not
attention.
hurting you.
The officer had completely lost control, not of Alexandria, but of himself. He had won. He had to make her feel powerless, crushing her wrist, tightening the cuffs, inflicting pain just because he could. And when she called him out, he blamed her for resisting, as if the real crime was not submitting fast enough. This wasn't law enforcement. This was torture disguised as authority.
You know what? This is unnecessary. You're making a public scene. I see what you're doing with this handcuff right here. Let me tell you something. You are going to lose your job.
Okay.
And you'll never work as a police officer. What are you doing? Why is that necessary? Why is that necessary?
2-1 to 5 out of 10 on patrol.
Why is that necessary? I can't believe.
On the intersection, you'll see me.
Why are you squeezing? You're squeezing my hand and my wrist. You're putting pressure. You're hurting me.
Yeah, because you keep on moving.
Alexandria wasn't resisting, she wasn't a threat, she was just another victim of a cop on a power trip. When she called out their brutality, even predicting the worst case scenario, being shot for existing, didn't deny it. It just kept hurting her, knowing there would be no repercussions. Her belongings were discarded, her rights ignored, her dignity stripped away, and the worst part wasn't an accident. It was routine.
Let me go! I'm in handcuffs. There's nothing I can do. I have
You can
no
run,
weapons.
obviously.
Give me
You
a
have your
break.
feet.
I'm not gonna run.
Okay, you keep on pulling, so that there's no implication that you won't run.
Oh my God. Why, to get shot? To
Why would I
give you the
shoot you?
excuse to shoot somebody? Because that's what some of y'all like to do.
She has her stuff here, I just don't want to leave it.
I want my phone.
Where are you going?
Police brutality. Because I'm white. Welcome to DeLand. You good there?
Yeah, I'm good. My sergeant's right there.
How's your captain?
Even after brutalizing Alexandria, the officer wanted one last display of dominance, forcing her into the car alone with him, where there would be no cameras, no witnesses, just unchecked power. She knew what that meant. She knew what happens when vulnerable people are left alone with abusive cops. But to him, it was just another reason to escalate. He didn't need her consent. He had already proven he could hurt her with impunity.
Must be another Democrat. Wait a minute. What are you doing?
We're going.
We're going where? Give
my
me
car.
my phone. I want my phone.
Your stuff is
No.
with my...
Stop pushing me.
All of your
What
stuff
the-
is with my sergeant.
No, I'm not going with you alone. I'm not going with this man alone. He is hurting me. This man is hurting me. I'm not walking with him. I'm not going in that car alone. I'm not going in this car alone. I'm not going alone. I'll go with you. I'm not going with him. I'm not going with him.
Ma'am.
He's been hurting me. I'm not going with him. And I am not on my fucking knees for you. Listen, I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
Getting in that car?
I'm not getting
Whether I put you in it or you get in it
not
on
with
your
him
own.
alone.
The officer now wanted control over identity. digging through her belongings like a predator, stripping away the last remnants of her autonomy. She knew exactly what was happening. She knew this wasn't about the law. When she pointed out his tactics, he didn't deny them. He just kept going, covering his tracks, ensuring there'd be no evidence of what he had done.
Not with him alone. You're gonna push me in it?
I said I will push you in it.
You said push. What the f is wrong with you? This is not, what is wrong with you? Thank you for the lawsuit. Thank you for the lawsuit. Thank you for the lawsuit. Thank you for the lawsuit.
Get that purse.
My what?
Purse. The purse.
You need to zipper it. Hold on a minute. That's my identification. You're not getting it. You're not getting my ID.
I have to.
You're not getting my ID. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is unnecessary. Get your hand off of me. Oh, and you're covering your hand, so no DNA, right?
The officer had already inflicted pain, humiliation, and fear, but now he wanted to strip Alexandria of everything. When she resisted his blatant theft, he escalated again, crushing her hand, pushing the abuse beyond anything remotely justifiable. And as backup arrived, the message was clear. It wasn't about justice. It was about making sure she never dared challenge them again.
Get your hand off of me. You are hurting me.
I appreciate it.
You are hurting me.
Go for him.
Hurting me.
Yes, please.
What are you doing?
Get in your purse.
What do you mean getting it? Why do you want my purse? You're not done f***ing stealing?
Just got a deaf grip on this.
You f***ing break my finger, I swear to Christ. You have no idea what you're doing. None. None.
Put her in until 10:51. Get this with you too.
Now surrounded by multiple officers, Alexandria was completely outnumbered, yet the abuse only intensified. They twisted her arm, yanked at her belongings, and barked commands as if she were some uncooperative threat rather than a restrained human being. The cries of pain meant nothing. They wanted her to suffer. The more she protested, the more brutal they became.
51. You're the lighter in the back seat, you f***ing losers. Good job. Get off my arm! Why are you twisting my f***ing arm? I'll walk in if I swear to Christ.
Come on, she's here.
Back up.
Pick that up. That's mine.
That's yours?
Yes, it is.
I got you.
You don't know that that's mine? You're hurting my arm.
Quit tensing up.
I am not tensing up. Get off my arm. Listen to me. What are you doing? What are you?
She's searching
You need to
you.
tell me what you're doing. Now I got 3 officers. Full brutality. I have nothing on me. And you're following me.
The officers had already crossed every ethical and legal line, but instead of pulling back, they kept digging their own grave. With every unnecessary act of force, every stolen belonging, every ignored plea for basic dignity, they were stacking evidence against themselves. Alexandria knew it. They knew she knew it. That's why they rushed to scatter her things, to bury their mistakes under chaos.
Since you're here, can you go grab your stuff? It's all over there in the corner. It's the sergeant's car. You've got to go around.
I have nothing on me. I can't wait to go in front of the fucking judge and explain every aspect. You want to call my friend who I got money from? По-русски, Украина. There's a curb there. What is wrong with you?
The final act of control was shoving Alexandria into the car like she was cargo, not a human being. Even as she tried to comply, they wouldn't let her. They barked orders, contradicted themselves, and made it impossible for her to move without being forced. And as they locked her inside, they still believed they had won, but had no idea how badly they had just exposed themselves.
Give me that.
Get in the car.
Get off me.
Get in the car.
Let me get in the car.
Get in the car, or I'm putting you in the car.
Let me get in the car.
Go to the other
Let
side.
go of me, please.
Put your foot in the car.
Trying to be nice too.
You are. Want my turn, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, Newton's grabbing all that. No.
Even after brutalizing and arresting Alexandria, the officers still weren't finished stroking their egos. They stood around, taking pictures of her signs like trophies, mocking her, rewriting history to justify what they had done. They laughed, reassured each other, and patted themselves on the back, completely oblivious to the fact that they had just recorded their own corruption.
Let me grab this stuff.
I got one back, bro.
I need to take a picture of the sign. Pretty good. I said I'm gonna take a picture of both signs. And then we're also leaving. We're done.
You want to take a picture? Or you said you did get a picture of it or not?
No, I need to take a picture. Thank you.
She's a little spicy, huh?
Bro, I literally came out here and I was like, hey, I saw you get money from that one person, and I'm just telling you that there's a city ordinance in place that prevents you from panhandling at this intersection. Right? I said, I'm giving you the opportunity to leave right now. Right? She argued with me and I still gave her the opportunity to leave, and then at one point I was just like, I'm done. Do that. Yeah. She had enough of a chance to leave. I hadn't seen her before do it, so I was just gonna warn her.
After all, these cops were just another case of bully officers caught on police body cam. Alexandria posted the footage on YouTube so everyone could see how cops shouldn't behave. What do you think? Do these officers deserve a punishment that will finally teach them they're not really above the law? Write us in the comments. We'll move on to the next, even hotter case. Speaking of bully cops captured on police body cam, here's another gem. On October 10th of 2024, Patrol Officer Lachlan Hicks of the Lowell Police Department pulled over Cynthia Sanchez Rosas for allegedly speeding. Before she could even explain herself, Officer Hicks was already priming his new shiny taser.
Damn.
Hello. I'm Officer Hicks, Lowell PD. I'm stopping you for doing 40 and 25.
40 on a 25?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not true.
It is true.
That's not true.
Okay. Do you have your license and insurance?
Do you have the,
Do you have your license and
I
insurance?
do have my license
Okay.
and insurance.
Please produce it.
Do you have the evidence where I was running 45?
Please produce your license and
Do you
insurance.
have
Next time I have to ask, I'm going to arrest you for obstructing governmental operations.
that? You can't arrest me for
Yes,
that.
I can if you don't identify.
But do you have the,
Okay.
I will. I
All
will.
right. Step out. Nope. You wanted
Hey,
to play
Amber?
games.
Hold on.
Nope.
Hey,
You wanted
hey,
to play
you can't
games.
do that.
Yes, I
Hey,
can.
You can't do
You
that.
wanted to play games.
No, no,
Get
no.
out.
Hey, you
Get
can't
out of
do
the
that.
car.
No, no, no,
Get
no.
out of the car.
No, hey,
Get out of the
I'm
car.
giving you my-
Get
I'm
out of the
giving
car.
you my ID.
Get out of the car.
What started as a routine traffic stop quickly spiraled into pure authoritarian abuse. Officer Hicks wasn't interested in discussion, he wanted instant compliance. When the driver calmly asked for proof of speeding, he immediately resorted to threats, falsely claiming he could arrest her for obstruction. When that failed, he escalated even more. But unfortunately, it was just getting started.
I'm giving you my ID.
$13.94. Get out of the car.
I'm giving you my
Get out of the
ID.
car.
I asked for proof. I'm giving you
Get
my
out of the
ID.
car or you're
You
going to
don't
get
need do
tased.
that. You don't need
Get
to
out
do
of the
that.
car.
Hold on, you don't need to do that.
13, I got one trying to block me from the seatbelt.
I'm not trying to block you from the
She wouldn't let me
seatbelt,
get her
but,
out. She's just not listening to instructions. She's probably about to get tased.
No.
Get out.
You don't need to tase me, dude.
Get out.
Hold on.
Get out now.
Hold on. You don't need to tase me, though.
Get out.
And I'm coming back to work,
Get out.
man.
Get out.
You don't need to tase me. Hold
Get
on.
out.
You
Walk
don't
back
need
this
to
way.
Hang up the phone, though.
13,
Hold on.
she's out.
Hold on.
Yes, put your phone down.
You
You're
don't-
not.
no,
Shut
I-
up.
I just
Shut
wanna
up. Shut up. I'm done with you talking over me. Walk that way.
For what?
Now.
What for? Hold on,
Turn
hold
around.
on. No. You don't need to forcefully. No, hold on.
You're
hold
gonna
on,
get
hold
taken
on,
to the ground.
Hold on.
Stop.
Don't do that. Don't do
Stop.
that. Hold on.
Officer Hicks had already won. He had the driver out of the car, restrained and powerless, but that wasn't enough. His ego demanded more. Instead of de-escalating, he kept pressing, twisting the situation to fit his narrative. When the driver complied, he still claimed she was resisting. It was a tactic, calculated move to justify his aggression. And while she pleaded for reason, his fellow officer stood by complicit in the abuse.
Hold on, man.
Stop.
Hold on. Oh, fuck. No, I'm not doing it wrong. Dude.
You can't resist.
I know, but dude, I gave him my ID. I gave him my
resist.
ID. I gave him
You
my
can't
ID.
resist. You
I
can't
know,
resist.
dude, but I gave him my
I know,
ID.
just stop.
Like, I gave him my ID. Hold on. Hey, can you go tell Amber that I'm being taken, please? Yeah.
Okay.
And my ID is right there. I need my phone.
Just calm down.
Yeah, but like, I know, but like, I gave him my ID. I asked him for proof that I was going 45 on a 30, which I wasn't.
You made that way bigger than it needed to be.
Yeah, but I was not going 45 on a fucking
Get out.
30. This is not necessary, man.
113, log 1 resisted.
I was not resisting, dude. I gave you my ID.
The officer couldn't even keep his own lie straight. He first claimed she was going 45 in a 30 zone and then suddenly was 40 in a 25. When she pointed out the contradiction, his response wasn't to clarify, it was to punish. With no evidence, no valid charge, he declared her under arrest for obstruction, proving this was never about speeding. When that wasn't enough, they decided to go even further.
I was not going 45 on a 30. Dude, I'm getting back to work.
Not anymore, you're not. You're going to Benton County.
Oh,
You work here?
yeah. I was not going 45 on a 30.
You're doing 40 and a 25.
No, you first said 45.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You can
You
FOI
got
the
that
body
back?
camera.
Okay. And I asked you for proof.
You're under arrest.
Okay,
You're under arrest for obstructing government operations.
I was not obstructing
resisting
nothing.
arrest.
I was grabbing my wallet.
And speeding.
I was not speeding either.
Sit down. Your car's also getting impounded. The warning symbol, I worked on the taser. She got out. And then I said, hey, walk over this way. She's like, why?
Officer Hicks did what corrupt cops do best. He lied. He spun a false narrative, claiming the driver was tensing up to excuse the violent takedown. But the real reason for his aggression? She dared question him. Instead of respecting her rights, he leg hooked and slammed her to the ground, boasting about it like it was some great achievement. His colleagues laughed, nodding along. Their cover-up had just begun.
And she's like, I'm not, just argue with me, right? Huh? So I went to go keep telling her. She wouldn't listen. And so went to go hands-on. She pushed back, tensed up. So still tried to...
Who's the guy?
Security. I tried to armbar. It wouldn't work. She was tensing up because she's a lady. Still trying to go as easy as I can. And she wouldn't. So I leg hooked her, slammed her on the ground.
I saw that part.
Yep. So
what were you saying at first on the radio?
She wouldn't.
Seatbelt or?
Yeah. I went to go. I was like, so you'll see. So I went to go, tell her, hey, I told her the reason for the stop. She was arguing. I wasn't doing 40 and 25. I wasn't doing that. So yes, you were. So and then she's like, I want to see it. It's like, no. Do you have your license? We went back and forth for a little bit, and then she kept trying to argue about it.
The officer openly admitted that he could have tased her, but chose not to. Not out of restraint, but because the threat wasn't enough to get her to comply. And for him, this whole mess was a game. He was enjoying it. Bragging about forcing submission, casually joking about her glasses getting bent up, as if destroying her belongings and body was just another part of the job.
And so I was like, all right, get out, right? And so she wouldn't, so I opened her door, went to go get the seatbelt. Well, she blocked me from getting it. And so I was pulling the taser out. I hit the warning. She's like, all right, you don't have to tase me, dude. You don't have to tase me, dude. But then in reality, I could have taser with that one, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, the warning worked. Look at that.
Yeah, well, until we started having to wrestle on the ground. No, I didn't check so.
Okay.
So.
Did you already get a cut 11?
No.
Good job.
Thanks.
Hey, what do you think?
Dan, you're good. You're good.
I don't know where her. Thanks, bud.
Instead of reflecting on his unnecessary escalation, Officer Hicks wanted reassurance that tasing her would have been acceptable. He wasn't concerned with whether it was right, only whether it was allowed. His only regret was not using more force. Meanwhile, his fellow officers signed off on everything, brushing off the brutality as standard procedure. He also noticed that police officers team up with each other in situations like this in order to be stronger, perhaps?
Her glasses got bent up. 1327. 939-214-653. Yeah, I don't suspect that. She's just speeding. Made it way bigger than it needed to be. Careful, that'll be the subject I'm 15 with. So, okay. It's all taken care of.
Did you get speeding, obstruction, resistant?
Yeah. So, question.
Yeah.
And this is, as I understand the policy, I would have been green light to taser. But want to understand in this specific scenario. So she finally gets out after the warning. I holster the taser. We're talking. She's arguing. I tell her to walk back this way.
If you thought all this would be over once the officers got their story straight, you're wrong. Officer Hicks had such a big ego he couldn't resist bragging about himself and his actions, even though they were completely wrong. It didn't matter who he arrested or why, as long as he had a badge, he believed he could do whatever he wanted without consequence. You won't believe it, this is nowhere near the end.
She refuses to do it. I go to grab her, she pulls away. And she I go to grab her again to armbar, she's strong-arming it and won't comply at all.
Yeah.
But this one, I think I made the right choice.
That's active resistance, which in a situation you could, but like Garcia said, we shouldn't. I mean, you, the female, shouldn't rely on the taser.
Exactly.
You can fight her.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I just want to make sure.
But yes, that's active resistance.
Okay. That would fit the policy if somebody was to ask. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's cool. The warning that actually got her. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. She's like, oh, yeah. You'll see it on the body cam.
Cool.
Yep. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer her to Benton County.
Okay. All right. Good. I'll do your inventory. I'll email you, and then it's on. Keys are in. It's not a push to start.
Yeah. 10-4. If you let us have me a CR for obstructing governmental operations.
The officers had just brutalized and falsely arrested a woman for allegedly speeding, yet here they were, casually admitting to reckless driving. One cop bragged about slamming the brakes from 75 miles per hour, openly discussing failing brakes and dangerous maneuvers, all while they had just destroyed someone's life over a minor traffic stop. Because in their world, only civilians have to follow the rules.
Wow. Hey, you want to see this?
Boy, if I got put.
Check this out.
Temple.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get my brakes checked.
You're brake fading again?
Dude, I mean, granted, I got on it like really hard at Apple Blossom 71 because there was a semi that just, he's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then I make it to Dixieland. Well, see, so this is the weird thing. It's like, I don't know, maybe there's too much pressure in the lines because I got up to Dixieland and Apple Blossom and I go probably from 70, 75 to lock it up for the corner. and I hit it, and I'm just not slowing down. So I get on it, and I can hear ABS kicking in, and that it's locking up.
The cruelty wasn't just in the violence, it was in the casual indifference that followed. The officers had escalated, brutalized, and arrested someone over a bogus charge. Yet now they spoke about it like it was just another routine task. There's no remorse, no reflection, just the robotic process of stripping away everything she had. They had decided her fate the moment she asked for proof. Now they're shipping her off like an afterthought.
But I'm just not stopping.
Yeah.
It's weird. No. See what?
You have the car key?
I've got it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Real quick, there's no arguing it. You are going to Benton County, so don't start with that. But do you need medical assistance for anything?
No.
Okay.
Did you pick up my glasses?
Yes, I got your glasses, your phone. Your car key is going to go with the tow truck, but we got the keys off the car key itself.
Does it need to be towed since I'm at work?
Yes, it's going to be towed.
What's up? Oh, all right. All right, I'll take care of your record and.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Cynthia ended up getting arrested for obstructing the police, something that pretty much had nothing to do with speeding, the reason Officer Hicks pulled her over in the first place. And if this was caught on camera, and Officer Hicks behaved this way while being recorded, can you imagine what he does when the camera's off and no one's watching? Have you ever encountered a police officer who was full of himself? If you think this was bad, just wait, because some cops take it even further. Every time you think you've seen the worst case, it proves just how out of control law enforcement can be. Stick around, because the next video will show you just how low some officers are willing to go. Trust me, you don't want to miss that.